What if I told you the Pokémon TCG that you know today might look completely different in a couple of years? I've been watching the game evolve since the very beginning, and I honestly think we're on the edge of another huge shift. Today, I'll be sharing my predictions for the future of the Pokémon TCG, new mechanics, card designs, collector trends, and maybe even some wild ideas that might actually happen. Oh, and before we dive in, I want to see your predictions. So let me know in the comments and let's see who can predict it first. If you look back, Pokemon has always reinvented itself. We had the EX era, the GX era, the VMAX era, V-Star cards, back to EX cards, we've had tag teams, and we're going back to Mega again. Every few years there's a shake-up. New rules, new mechanics, and new ways to play. My gut says that we're about to get another new mechanic that changes the way we play completely. And will probably change the way decks are built entirely. Think about it. They've already experimented with abilities that you can only use once per game. They've played with tag teams. And they've introduced rule boxes that bring a totally different strategy to the table. My prediction, I think we're going to see something like a synergy or a link card. Something where two cards can interact with each other to unlock a hidden effect, or like a combined combo, something like that, like a combo based deck. What would you want the next mechanic to be? A whole new card type or a twist on something we've seen before? It's important to note as well that the online side of Pokemon is getting bigger and bigger. Pokemon TCG Live is just the beginning. And I think we're going to see more crossover between physical and digital. Imagine opening a pack and scanning a code that unlocks like an exclusive online challenge. I know going forwards in Mega Evolutions, they are changing the way code cards are done. I don't think we're going to get a code card in every pack anymore. I think that's a little shift that they've made. But imagine if the code cards did something other than just scanning a pack online. Even some kind of augmented reality battles using your real cards. I mean, the way AI is going now, anything can be possible sort of in the near future. Who knows what they'll do? And Pokemon have been known to sort of try new things, so why not? It's the natural next step. Other games are blending physical and digital, and the Pokemon community is way more tech savvy than it used to be. I mean, Pokemon Go already bridged the gap between what we would have in the physical and digital world, bringing that element of being able to catch Pokemon in almost in real life, brought a whole new dimension into how we play Pokemon. Let's talk card design. Alternate arts, or illustration rares, have exploded in popularity since their introduction, and I think Pokemon knows it. The days of a simple full art being the number one chase are way gone, even from back in the day when you were lucky to pull a holographic, and a holographic card was the chase card, not just something that you got in every other pack. My prediction, we'll see new finishes to cards. Maybe even interactive elements like lenticular printing. It's something they've done on the giant jumbo cards, as we saw most recently with the Charizard EX in the Charizard EX box, is something that they did where when you move the card you see two different, like the Charizard moves around. Maybe they'll bring that to standard cards. They've also tried these monochrome designs, the black and the white in Black Bolt and White Flare, and the red Victini in both of those sets. And now they're going back to the fully gold cards in Mega Evolutions. But they're not above trying these things and trying out new cards or trying out that new higher rarity of card. And here's a bold one. Sustainable materials. It's becoming a big selling point for collectors and parents. Pokemon could easily move towards eco-friendly printing. And they could do it without sacrificing quality. Although, I think that might be a long shot, as I think production would have to drop considerably and they wouldn't be able to keep up with demand. Although it is something that I am self-conscious of in this hobby. There is a lot of waste, especially when it comes to the amount of packs that we throw away, like the wrapping and stuff. There is a lot of waste, and I don't know if there could be a way around that somewhere in the future, maybe. Oh, and by the way, if you want to chat more about Pokemon cards, share your pulls, or just hang out with a bunch of other collectors, come join our Discord. We've got a great little community going on, and there's always tons of activities in there. Links in the description. It's free, it's friendly, and we'd love to have you there. So come on over. Set release patterns are changing too. I think we might see more frequent mini sets, or these special sets in between main set releases. Pokemon seems to be wanting to cram more and more and more into like a shorter time frame as they can with more and more sets. Even with the introduction of the first ever English dual set release in Black Bolt and White Flare, I think we could see more of that and more mini sets in between. Anything like that, anything for them to push more and more cards at us, to get us, keep us buying more and more. Now, I don't necessarily think that's a good thing. I think I'm on the side of the fence where I prefer to have some time to collect the set that's out, but I can see like people wanting something new all the time as well, and it keeps things fresh. Now, the TCG has always followed the games and the anime really closely, so the storytelling potential is huge. Imagine if the TCG started releasing narrative-driven sets, where each release continued the story or followed the anime more closely as it was released. You'd want every single one just to follow along with what was happening. And on the competitive side, I think we're going to see more meta diversity. Power creep has been a real issue, but I believe they'll rebalance with mechanics that let slower decks have more of a chance. Maybe special energy rules or some kind of comeback effect, you know, to keep games really tense right until the end. And I think the best part is community feedback seems to be mattering more and more and more to Pokemon. Content creators, competitive players, and collectors all have a louder voice now than they used to. Now, I believe part of that is because of the rise in social media, and I think it's something that Pokemon will lean into to help shape future sets. So we might well get more of a say. Alright, rapid fire. Here are my wildcard predictions. Dual type Pokemon return. We've seen it before, but I think they'll bring it back with modern designs. Maybe even with new effects tied to being dual type. Seasonal themed sets. This is something I'd actually really like to see. Imagine like a winter holiday set or a summer beach set, timed more to real world seasons and what we'd see in the real world at those times. I think that'd be a great way to keep collecting exciting all year round. Certain Pokemon only show up at certain times of year or in certain sets, so you get different ones in the winter than you do in the summer and so on. Interesting idea that I've had there. Yeah, I'll want some kind of, I'll patent that, and I want some kind of compensation if you use that idea, Pokemon. What about legendary trainer cards? Special trainer cards that pair with specific Pokemon that give them unique abilities. Similar to Tag Team Energy, but for trainers. And moving to like physical products, maybe they bump the pull rates on smaller products like tins or booster boxes. Not booster boxes, booster bundles. Although I don't really see that being a thing. I think one of the main predictions I think that might come true is this test of a different type of pack that they did in the last Japanese sets for Black Bolt and White Flare, where they had these jumbo packs that were guaranteed an illustration rare and had a whole bunch more cards in. Maybe that's something they might try in an English set going forwards, who knows. But that'd be nice to see some kind of new product that involves not just a lot of plastic tat and extra stuff we don't want, but like a new way of delivering us the cards that we do want. But the truth is, the Pokemon TCG has never stood still, and that's why we love it. Whether my predictions come true or not, one thing's for sure, this game will keep surprising us. Now I want to hear from you. What's your wildest, boldest, or most wishful prediction for the future of Pokemon? Drop it below and let's see who ends up being right in a couple of years from now. And if you enjoyed this chat, hit that like button, subscribe for more Pokemon content, and I'll see you all soon.